Let's talk AI ethics. Now, everywhere I go, everywhere on the planet, everyone that I speak to says, on the one hand, artificial intelligence presents humanity with a great opportunity, but obviously that comes with downsides and it comes with threats. Now, when you have a look at YouTube, there are lots of futurists, there are a lot of ethicists, there are lots of human philosophers, there are lots of world leaders, basically, that say, when we are developing artificial intelligence models, basically, we need to ensure, basically, that they are ethical, and we are building them in an ethical way. Now, part of the reason for this is because a lot of AIs today have inherent bias, let alone the hallucination problem that we can talk about, etc., etc., etc. However, this is an interesting thing. Now, I think broadly everybody actually agrees that we should be building ethics into the artificial intelligence models that are increasingly controlling everything to do with our society. However, very few people actually come up with any solutions on how we do that. So let me actually explain the problem that we have when trying to build human ethics into an artificial intelligence system. So imagine basically the hallways of OpenAI, basically, and all of a sudden Sam Altman comes out and says, everyone, we have listened very, very deeply and we've listened very hard to everything that you've been saying and all of the worries that you have about, should we say, unethical artificial intelligence. We went out, we reviewed the world, and we are very happy to announce that we have developed a highly ethical AI, and we're happy to launch it today. And then suddenly you hear people in the crowd harping up and saying, how did you build this ethical artificial intelligence? And Sam says, I'm so glad that you asked. What we did is we found a number of individuals, basically, with the ethics that we believe align with the world. And the first chap, basically, that we found was Adolf Hitler. And when we evaluated Adolf Hitler's ethics, because everyone has been telling us to build ethical artificial intelligences, we thought, hey, why not? Now, this is kind of the problem that we actually have. When you have a look, for example, at American ethics, in terms of civil society, human rights, etc., etc., they are different to, for example, Brazil's, which are different to Malaysia's, which are different to the United Kingdom's, which are different to Germany, which are different to Saudi Arabia, which are different to the UAE, which are different to China, which are different to India, which are different to Russia. So it's all very well that we have a lot of people clamoring over the same message, saying that we need to create ethical artificial intelligence. But we don't have a global institution governing AI today, like, for example, the United Nations. So when we are building an ethical artificial intelligence, whose ethics do we actually use? Which governments decide the ethical frameworks that we should use to develop ethical AIs? I think we can all agree at a very high level some of the core ethics that we would expect AI to exhibit would be the protection of human life, those sorts of things. So the high level stuff I'm fairly sure that we could actually all agree on. But when we start getting into the nitty gritty of, for example, right wing, left wing, liberal, and so on and so forth, pro the environment, anti the environment, pro accurate information, pro fake news, whatever it happens to be. That's just where, frankly, as humans, we can't decide ourselves. So the likelihood that we are going to be able to build what the majority of us in society regard as ethical artificial intelligences, personally, I think that's just a fallacy. So, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. And here's to one day, hopefully, solving this little conundrum. Ta-da.